Alrighty everybody, welcome back to Ghoster Coasters, and today we're going to talk about pass holder nights at Cedar Point, some of the past ones, how they were, and what we think they could do to bring this event and make it super fun for all the pass holders out there, especially all the platinum pass holders and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and get into that, but first, don't hit that subscribe button. That is unless you like coasters. If you like coasters, smash that subscribe button, but if you don't, just ignore this. Huge shout out goes out to all of our coaster channel members. All of you guys are awesome. Thanks for sending us footage, videos, ideas all the time, commenting. Without you, we couldn't do this. Alright, let's get into the Cedar Point pass holder nights and what we think it should really look like going forward. Now, lots of guests over the years have enjoyed pass holder nights, all the different offerings that they've had. I mean, some of them have been paid for, some of them, were free to pass holders, which is kind of what we're talking about here. We would love to see some of that and more incentive for buying your pass. It'd be really awesome if they had extra nights where they were open just a little bit later for pass holders, getting ERT, etc. I mean, it's kind of simple, basic laid out here, but there are great ideas as well. Some people mentioned running Derby Downs at full speed and having, races there and getting people amped up, but let's really break down what we could see coming to this. As far as ERT goes, yeah, that's a given. We would love to see some ERT. In Cedar Point, you could really get away with doing sections of the park for certain times of the month, like, June, July, August. You could rotate which section of the park you have open there. That would be really awesome. Just have it closed off before pass holders only, so there's that exclusivity, there's the incentive for buying the pass, and there's tons of, still in-park spending. People will be excited. You can make those cool shirts like, how you have the Churro Fan Club shirts over there. You can have pass holder night shirts that people will feel included. You maybe want to buy them. You can give away pins and books and collection things so people have, something to collect as they go to all these pass holder nights, and it'd be really cool to have that for memories, going over how many times did you get to pass holder preview nights or pass holder nights in 2025, and you have 9 out of the 15 pins collected and you're still waiting for 6 more. That'd be really cool, and I think that would incentivize a lot of people to go too. Plus, who wouldn't want to go to the park after hours for a little ERT on some of the rides? Dining experiences as well. With all the upgraded dining at Cedar Point, I don't see how they couldn't have some special things for some of these ERT, extra events at night. It would be really cool to see them offer some special stuff for pass holders, things that they're maybe planning on rolling out on the menu in the next month or two, or specials beforehand, and letting us get a little taste sample of, just small things like that, where we're still paying for the food, we're still buying our food and all that stuff, but you get a taste sampler. Maybe, hey, you can give one little free sampler here and there. We're not asking for free things, we're just asking for the extra stuff and fun at the park when it was just pass holder nights. I mean, pass holder nights are so fun on a warm summer day. You have a bunch of riled up enthusiasts, you have all the crews on the rides super excited, people in the restaurants. I mean, it'd be really cool to see some catered dining experience. I know we don't want to keep all of them open for this type of event, but it would be really cool to see something. I mean, they got the farmhouse, they got the Grand Pavilion now that are 2 awesome spots. Back BQ is awesome as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are tons of locations in the park that are perfect for this, and it'd be really cool. Say you have the front section, you're running Gatekeeper to Valraven, Raptor, Blue Streak, all those kind of things. At the front half, you have the Grand Pavilion open. You have the back half open, and you have Maverick and Steel Vengeance and Gemini and Magnum going and stuff like that. Then you open either back BQ or the farmhouse. And I mean, there's just cool options that you could do all over the place here. So I think that's something they should focus on with the pass holder nights if they're doing that again as well. And this could include beverages as well, taste sampler beverages, things like that, where you get little, taste tests, or you could actually have things that you plan on rolling out down the line again for taste testing with the pass holders. I think that fits hand in hand with the dining experience, and pass holder nights gives them a little exclusivity because you're a pass holder and get you something first, but we're also still paying for it. It'd be really cool to see that happen. But let's get into some fun events they could do with this. I mean, I know these are crazy, but coaster campouts, they used to do those. I know they've had people camp out at Cedar Point. I know Kings Island has done it under the Beast before. So it'd be really cool to see some events like that. And yeah, we understand that would probably have to be some sort of reserved or paid for event, and we're totally fine with that. Just the offering of having some special events, seasonal events. I know during the summer and whatnot, they do different festivals throughout the parks, and it'd be cool if they could bring some seasonal events to pass holder nights as well and follow up with that. I kind of asked this question online to a few of my friends, and some people even said like maybe coaster workshops or coaster history within the park where some people could go view screenings. I mean, I know Cedar Point has the Witch Sisters and all that stuff and the glass blowing museum thing over there in the fall for Halloween weekends, but could you imagine Passholder nights? You go over there in that little viewing center and you get, some history of the park, you get to learn things from the park, Q&As, things like that. That would be really awesome for pass holder nights as well. So I'm just saying that would be a really cool addition to pass holder nights if they were to bring that back and really just give you guys the exclusive ride time, the dining experiences, the beverage experiences, and potentially coaster campouts and just more interactive things around the park, such as Q&As with them or viewing experiences or even past viewing experiences. Like, show us old commercials. You could sit there, play it on one of the main stages, and have a bunch of enthusiasts out there watching commercials from when each park, or not each park, but each ride in the park had opened over the course of history, which would be really cool. I mean, people would just love and get into that, like the first teaser promos, all of that stuff. There's tons of interactive things they could be doing around the park that's not costing them a ton of extra money, and it's still bringing entertainment to us, exclusivity to pass holders, things like that, and giving you, something you don't get by just going to the park on a regular day. Now, of course, everyone would like to see behind-the-scenes stuff, so maybe in sections of the park that aren't closed or are closed off while they have certain sections open, they could take some guest over to a viewing experience of a behind-the-scenes thing. Now, I know this is kind of a little much, that takes a whole team of people to coordinate stuff, so that is a hopeful wish there, but during the summers, you have a prime opportunity to give people walkthroughs of the haunts while nothing's going on. I mean, I got the Boakling Estate at all times, so you could use that at any given time to give people a backstory and history and how they set up, what it looks like during the summers. That'd be really cool. You could take people through the old one in the back there, the Fear Emporium type thing over there by Maverick with the Freak Show Fairground. That'd be cool. Slaughterhouse. I mean, I know some of this stuff might be storages and whatnot, but I'm sure they keep some things intact so you can easily set back up. You could show these behind the scenes during the summer. People would eat that up as well. There's obviously tons of things they could do here with Gemini. They could have amped up races on the ride and have guests, competing to see how many times each side wins throughout the night and capping the side of the Gemini Racer series. They could do tons of cool things like that and just add fun little perks to the night that don't really cost much but add a lot of experience and fun for everybody. Obviously, with the food and beverage experiences, this brings exclusivity and kind of brings you early access to things, get to try things early, which I don't think anyone would complain with. That sounds fun. Could you imagine taste testing things before they actually came to the park like a month early? That'd be pretty darn cool if you ask me. And having interactive experiences and background tours of things with smart people at the park, engineers or ride designers or people who work on the rides, maintenance workers or people who work in costumes and design. I know this is all stuff we get at kind of like winter chill out, but could you imagine if it was like pass holder nights where they had one or two people guiding small groups of people, taking them through that, the old haunts and just stuff like that. That would add on to the experience as well. I think this could be a huge hit for the park. Not to mention, like we said, with the coaster count things where you could have Gemini Racing, you could crank up the Derby Downs and have that run at full speed like it did back in the day. You could do backwards carousel. I mean, there's a ton of different things you could do for this. You could have Battle of the Birds where you see who rides Raptor, Valraven, and Gatekeeper more throughout a night. I mean, there's just tons of things. You guys could do lots of challenges throughout the park that adds incentives to guests and people going, adds fun challenges for everybody to ride certain rides or get on Gemini and see red or blue racer, which side wins more that night, and if you're on the winning side of history that night, how many, different things you can pack in with as far as experiences go and individual experiences. Like the coaster camp out would be awesome. I'm not really asking for that, but that would be one of the more awesome things. But just behind the scenes and demos and things like that, or history of the park, someone there to answer some questions about the history of the park, or even old viewing experiences like old advertising they had, old documentaries that they've had put out or produced and stuff like that. It'd be really cool to see that stuff. So let me know what you guys think. What would you bring to pass holder preview nights to make it awesome? Obviously, we had those beach nights a year ago here, or 2 years ago, I forget now at this point, but the beach nights were really fun. Games on the beach, over there by the pavilion, the boardwalk, so that was really cool, and that's kind of what I mean. Bring it back into the park a little bit too, and really have that excitement of a section of the park open. We're not asking for you to keep the whole park open until 12, 1 o'clock at night and pass holders running around like crazy. No, just keep certain sections. You could do the front half from where the end of the sky ride goes and keep that as one section. Then you could split the other half and do the back section at other times and have people enter the Magnum gate at that point. It'd be really cool to see that. And I don't know, I'm just spitballing ideas here. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, as always, thank you for being a part of our spooky community and for Ghoster Coasting with Ghoster Coasters. Huge shout out goes out to all of our channel members, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button, guys. If you like roller coasters, that is. Don't if you don't like roller coasters. If you don't like roller coasters, don't hit that subscribe button. Have a good night, everyone.